All right. Welcome to Weberha TV, Weberha.com. Fucking um this video is um you're just gonna have to listen, man. It's not even like I shouldn't even have to explain this shit. This is what like everybody's probably like, why is this motherfucker traveling so much? Why does he do this shit? And it starts with what I'm about to tell you. Um, Uncle Beanie. It starts with Uncle Beanie and fucking Uncle Steve and um, Dad and Laredo, Texas, and we went to go get a trunk fucking load of peyote in Laredo, Texas. And I'm just gonna just tell you, I'm in the second grade, and mom's comes up and she's like, "Get your schoolwork, and everything. You're gonna, go on a trip." And I'm like, "All right." Your Uncle Steve, your dad, Uncle Beanie, and I'm like, "All right." And I'm thinking, as a second grader, I'm thinking, we're going to Uncle Steve's or something in Oklahoma City, Edmond, something like that. And that's what I'm thinking the whole time. When we pack our bags, we do everything, and like, to be honest, man, there's a whole bunch of shit that went down. Like, um, there was a snowstorm when we left, and like, we got stuck out in the back roads because Uncle Beanie needed his hat. He needed his dope ass hat. He wasn't leaving without that hat, and um, it was a snowstorm, and we went to go get his hat. We got stuck out there on the back roads, and we we had to sleep out there that night. And the next morning, we got somebody. When the sun came up, somebody found us. It was me, Dad, and Uncle Beanie. And we went back in. We got the car. Uncle Steve, or no, we all loaded up and we went to Oklahoma City. And that's what I thought the trip was. I thought the trip was we were going to do some Native American shit with Uncle Steve and Uncle Beanie, and because if y'all don't know Uncle Beanie, like y'all don't even know who the fuck Uncle Beanie is. Like, from what I was told, Uncle Beanie was the man of peyote meetings. So he was the way. If you're gonna follow him. So he had his own staff and church and everything, and so it's um. So Uncle Beanie's in the car. I'm in the car. Uncle Beanie's like, I'm pretty sure when we were riding the car, he told me he saw Babe Ruth play, or Babe Ruth was alive, something. Because like the movie The Babe just came out, in the '90s, and that was a dope ass movie. Still is. I'm gonna buy that motherfucker when I can find it. But um, the movie The Babe came out, and that was one of my favorite shows. And I told Uncle Beanie that, and I'm I want to say he said he saw him play some shit like that. I don't know. But that's how I knew how old he was. We're talking Babe Ruth and stuff. So that's my favorite baseball player in the world is, you know, Babe Ruth. So we all, like I said, snowstorm happened. Next morning we come in. I tell mom I'm a little kid and shit. And I'm like, we had to sleep in the car. It was a snowstorm. There was snow everywhere. Me, Uncle Beanie, Dad, we got stuck. Are we still like, what is going on? Are we going to Uncle Steve's? And we get in the car and we roll out, and we get to Uncle Steve's in Edmond, and we roll out again. And I thought that was it. I thought we were going back to fucking Hominy. Fuck no, we went to Laredo, Texas, and I had no fucking clue. And no one even told me. Now I'm older and shit. We went to go get fucking peyote, a trunk full of peyote in Laredo, Texas, at the gardens, the peyote gardens. So I was like, and then if anybody follows Lonesome Dove, the movie Lonesome Dove, it has to do with this shit, like this, because they called me that the whole way. Uncle Steve, Dad, and Uncle Beanie, they called me Lonesome Dove the whole way. They were like, "This is a true Lonesome Dove right here," like. And we went down to Laredo, Texas, and like right by Mexico and shit. To the point where we were in Mexico, and Dad was scared because I just didn't have papers. I was a little kid, and he was like, he was telling them, if we get over to the on the other side of the border and shit pops off, we're cool, but they could keep Mike, because he looks like a Mexican and everything. So like that was the big deal, was don't get in a situation. But so we go to fucking Laredo, Texas, and I'm telling you, as a kid in the back seat with Uncle Beanie to all the way down to Mexico and shit. Because that's where the movie started, as in Laredo and shit. I saw it. I saw Laredo. I seen it, and it's it's exactly like on the show. It looks exactly like that. So, we get to Laredo, Texas, man, and I mean, we stopped in San Antonio, and that's the best memory of me and my dad is there was we stayed at a Motel 6 in San Antonio, and that day just so happened there was a parade and shit, and like Uncle Beanie was up in the room. We drove from Hominy to San Antonio, so Uncle Beanie was up in the hotel room chilling, and Uncle Steve was chilling, and I kept bugging Dad. I was like, I want to get in the swimming pool, because it was a snowstorm in Oklahoma, and then down in San Antonio, the pool's open and people were swimming. So I was like, I want to jump in the pool, and everybody was like, no. Uncle Steve, Dad, and Uncle Benny was like, no, no, no damn pool. So the damn parade was going on right there, and they had the parade was full of like I guess you would call them the Aztecs, like Aztec type natives, and shit. So like they had on some different regalia and shit, and it was cool. And but like I begged Dad to take me down there, and he was like, yeah. So we went, and me and my dad didn't do much shit together. We never did nothing, but like I was like, holy shit, So we went, and it was just like any little kid who, you're at a parade with your dad. I can't see. Dad puts me up on his shoulder. Like I'm up on his shoulder. Now I can see all their feathers and their dance, and I can see the whole parade and everything. And there's a fucking tree right here, like a tree branch right there. And I'm just like, I grab it, and I'm like, and by that time I was just like, fuck it. And I just climbed up in the fucking tree, and Dad just started laughing. He just looked up at me, and he just started fucking laughing. And I mean, I went up in this tree. I went up in this motherfucker, like, to the point it was aerial, and I was looking down on it, like a really good view. So I just watched the parade till then. Everything happened, and I climbed back down, and he held me down, and we went. The motel was right there and shit. So we fucking went back up in there. So that was San Antonio, and then fucking we get to the spot where the peyote is, and it's right there on the border, and it was a trailer out in the middle of nowhere, hours in the middle of nowhere. It was a trailer, and there was a teepee, and there was a shitload of cars everywhere. We pulled up right in motherfucking front in that little car, and Dad, Uncle Steve, and Uncle Beanie went into the teepee, and they told me I could run free. And I mean, if you've seen the movie Lonesome Dove, it's just that, you're like cactus. So that's the first thing I did, was I dug up a cactus, and I looked for water. That was the first thing I did. And yeah, the water's right there. Boom, water. and then I dissected a cactus and I took it all apart, and it was dope. And yeah, it happened. I got everything, but you don't see them too much in Oklahoma like that. So I'd never really seen like cactus and stuff. So like it was super cool. I gotta stop this motherfucker.